These are 5 things that can kill your bearded dragon. What's up, lords and ladies? Welcome back to another video on this channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that can potentially kill your bearded dragon. Now, I don't enjoy making these types of videos because I don't like talking about bearded dragons dying or passing away. But it's reality. At the end of the day, we are taking care of living creatures and we're doing our best to make sure we give them the best life. And by doing so, we need to take some precautions and avoid certain things. So hopefully this video could bring some awareness to some of these things and help some of you out there so your bearded dragon lives a long life. So the very first one, and this one was a little bit of a shock when I found out that this could kill my bearded dragon, but the very first one is mushrooms. Now, bearded dragons, they love to eat salads, they love to eat fruits, but there is certain kinds of salads and fruits that you cannot feed your bearded dragons. And one of the top ones is mushroom. Now, when doing more research online, you do find some people saying that they fed mushrooms to their bearded dragons by accident and they lived and they're fine. Other people say it's just poisonous, they would die automatically, and there's a lot of information out there pretty much pointing you in the direction of do not feed your bearded dragon. So I would recommend probably to listen to that advice and not feed your bearded dragon's mushroom, especially when there's so much variety of different kinds of foods that you can feed your bearded dragon. Now, the second thing that can kill your bearded dragon, and this might come to a little bit of a shock to some of you, is another bearded dragon. Now, of course, this isn't always the case, but you do have to take in consideration when you are getting a bearded dragon and introducing it to another bearded dragon that they might not like each other and that might cause them to fight each other. Especially if one is bigger than the other, that is just a recipe for disaster. Now, while you're cuddling with them or while you're handling them, they might seem perfectly fine together, but the problem sometimes comes when you are not around, when they get hungry and there is no one to break them apart. They might start nipping at each other and start fighting. So you definitely don't want to be putting 2 bearded dragons together, especially if they're different sizes, because they can kill each other. Now, don't get me wrong, there is proper ways that you can keep 2 bearded dragons together, but me personally, I just wouldn't recommend it because there's too much risk for that, and you do not want one to be missing a limb, then get an infection, and then, you know, cause it to pass away because it got an injury. As well as if you are keeping an adult bearded dragon and you introduce a baby bearded dragon, that adult is just going to look at it as food and eat it. So you don't want to keep 2 bearded dragons too close, especially 2 male bearded dragons. They will fight. So be very careful when introducing or keeping 2 bearded dragons together. Now, the next thing that can kill your bearded dragon are fireflies. Now, fireflies, if you don't know what they look like, they're pretty much those little tiny flies that you'll see at nighttime kind of lighting up, you know, the environment, and they're beautiful. They're fun to look at. They're fun to chase around and see that light and look around your backyard for them. But your bearded dragon should not be eating them. If you live somewhere in the city, you might not see them as often, but if you live somewhere in the country or somewhere where there's abundance of them, don't go out there and try to collect them and give them to your bearded dragon. Or be careful when you are outside with your bearded dragon that they don't go around chasing these fruit flies and eat them, because a single firefly can kill your bearded dragon because it's way too toxic for them. There's so many insects that you can give your bearded dragon. Don't try to get too fancy with it and give them a firefly because it is just toxic for them and it can kill them. Now, the fourth thing that can kill your bearded dragon is large meals. Now, we love to give our bearded dragons food. For me, that's probably one of my favorite times is feeding time. Going in there, interacting with them, seeing how excited they get with eating. But with that comes the responsibility of pulling back and be like, okay, enough is enough. I'm not going to give you more food. If you give your bearded dragon too much food, not only are they going to get way too big and obese where they will have a lot of complications and can die like that, but they can also get way too full where they can't properly digest the food. They might puke it out, and they might even die from just being too full and not being able to digest their food. So you want to give your bearded dragon a decent amount, and if you do plan on giving your bearded dragon that extra bit of food, give it at a separate time. Maybe give some food in the morning and then some food in the afternoon, just to switch it up and allow your bearded dragon to chase after the food and not just give it to them and get them nice and big and chunky. Trust me, I love a chunky bearded dragon, but you don't want an unhealthy bearded dragon as well. So stay away from too much food for your bearded dragon. Now, the fifth thing that can potentially kill your bearded dragon is not being safe outside. Let's face it, being outside is super nice, especially now winter's over, summer's coming, and it's just warming it up, and you might want to take your bearded dragon outside with you. And I think that you should, but there is some safety precautions you should take. If you are gonna have your bearded dragon just in the backyard, walking around, make sure they don't get themselves in trouble by eating something they shouldn't eat, or a predator comes and eats them. There is birds of prey, there is animals out there that are hunting for little creatures like a bearded dragon. The last thing you want is you just reading a book while your bearded dragon's just chilling there and a big bird just comes and swoops up and takes it. That will just be a recipe for disaster. So you do want to take some precautions. Maybe get a leash and put your bearded dragon on your shoulder, or get a playpen that you could protect and have your bearded dragon nice and secure. And if you do want to have your bearded dragon walk around, make sure you are watching it and making sure that you know what is in your surrounding and nothing comes and surprises you. Because you might be protected from the predators out there like birds and maybe even coyotes, but your little tiny bearded dragon may not have a chance. So you definitely want to take your precautions and make sure you are taking them into a safe environment. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let's try to get at least 200 likes on this video. Just smash the thumbs up like button, as well as comment down below some questions that you want answered on this video, as well as I do plan on making a future video on where I react to some of your enclosures. Doesn't have to be bearded dragons, could be any reptile enclosure. So send me those pictures to _LordElion, and I'll have me and my bearded dragons react to the enclosure. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video that I recorded. If you guys did, give it a thumbs up. So with that being said, I'm LordElion. Keep the blood pumping, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Here we go. Peace.
You gotta hit that notification, hit that notification, hit that notification button, baby. You gotta hit that notification, hit that notification, hit that notification button, baby.